Hi, we are Jose David Ochoa and Eric Martinez. Hey, what's up? From 11th grade A. We hope you enjoy our presentation from a Buick 8 by Stephen King. Stephen King. Stephen Edwin King was born on Portland, Maine on September 21 of 1947. He's an American author of contemporary horror, supernatural fiction, suspense, science fiction, and fantasy. King stayed close to home for college, attending the University of Maine at Orono, which is one of the universities with most comprehensive higher education in the United States. In 1971, King married Tabitha Spruce, a fellow student at the University of Maine. In 1973, King sold his first novel, Carrie, the tale of a tormented teen who gets revenge on her peers. This book became a huge success. King has published 54 novels, including 6 non-fiction books. His most notable books are Carrie, Under the Dome, The Shining, Misery, It, and The Dark Tower. His most notable awards are World Fantasy Award, Hugo Award, and National Medal of Arts. King and his wife have 3 children, Naomi Rachel, Joe Hill, and Owen Philip. King is also a music fan. He even sometimes plays guitar and sings in a band called Rock Bottom Remainders. Main characters: Curtis Wilcox, father of Ned and Pennsylvania State Trooper with Troop D for 20 years. Ned Wilcox, son of Curtis Wilcox, who started visiting Troop D after his father dies. Sandy Dearborn, which is the Pennsylvania State Police Troop D Sergeant Commanding. Tony Shundist, the Pennsylvania State Police Troop D Sergeant Commanding before Sandy Dearborn. Ennis Rafferty, partner of Curtis Wilcox in 1979 when the Buick arrived. Bradley Roach worked at the Jenny station in July of 1979 when the Buick arrived. Archie Arkanian, custodian at the Pennsylvania State Police Troop D Barracks. Phil Candleton, Pennsylvania State Trooper in Troop D. Hudson Hoodie Royer, and also Pennsylvania State Trooper in Troop D. Mr. Dillon, or Mr. D, is the Pennsylvania State Police Troop D German Shepherd dog. Shirley Pasternak, the Police Communications Officer with Pennsylvania State Police Troop D. And last but not least, the Buick Roadmaster, the car that arrives at Jenny Station in 1979. Setting: this story develops in a secret shed behind the barracks of the Pennsylvania State Police Troop D. Pennsylvania is a state located in the northern and mid-Atlantic regions of the United States. The Appalachian Mountains run through its middle. Introduction: Pennsylvania, 1979. There comes a stranger at a gas station, driving a Buick Roadmaster 1954, which is in perfect condition. The driver goes to the bathroom and never appears. Police takes over the car, which now doesn't work, and keep behind the police station. And here begins an amazing story, the story of an evil and malicious vehicle with life. The police continue their work, but sometimes the car starts moving and produces lightning, and even appears responsible for several deaths, including the death of Kurt Wilcox. Let's start. The novel is a series of memories reported by the members of Troop D, Pennsylvania State Police. After Curtis Wilcox is brutally killed by a drunk driver named Bradley Roach in 2001, his son Ned begins to visit Troop D. The police, especially the Chief Sergeant Sandy Dearborn, begin to take certain affection for the son of his former partner, like Shirley Pasternak, in charge of communications troop, who soon teaches her profession. Ned Wilcox will meet that Shed B, will look out for one of its windows, and when to see the impeccable Buick 8 rest there, being imminent that the boy only 18 years know the truth of it. This novel somehow can be a ghost story of a group of people who own an all but disturbing story. And while the Buick 8 is not a traditional ghost, it is actually a sinister being or object from another world. The troopers tell Ned that the Buick 8 appeared in 1979 and was stopped at a gas station by a mysterious man dressed in black, who commissioned Bradley Roach, manager of the gas station, to fill the tank while going to the bathroom local, place where he entered, but never came out again. Given the long wait, and after verifying that the strange man was not in the bathroom, behind the business pending, or had drowned in the creek, Roach called the police, and his Rafferty and Kurt Wilcox decide to impound the Buick 8. The car is not a car at all. It looks like a Buick Roadmaster, but it's only a toy car. The steering wheel doesn't move. The dashboard is made of wood and it seems propped, and the engine has no moving parts, and the ignition cables go nowhere. The axes do not rotate because they are joined to the wheel, and explaining that when Bradley saw it reach, gave him the impression that the wheels are not spinning, but it moved levitating millimeters above the ground, like flying. Sandy Dearborn, now the sergeant in charge of Troop D, is the main narrator of the book and tells the story to Ned, discussing various things that have happened with the car and the fascination of his father with him, which was given the task of studying understand better than others. That same day, Ennis Rafferty disappeared from the police station after finding the strange car. No one gets to know about it, and some of his colleagues say that they have the impression of having seen near the car before disappearing. And no, he is not dead. The car frequently have large flashes of light purple for long periods of time, and from time to time came off from its trunk plants and strange creatures that are nothing like what we have seen in this world. First, an unpleasant creature definable as a fish appears in the car. Then another day, a bat, who awakens a sense of horror and uncontrollable panic, but dies after a couple of meters, trying to fly. The fish runs crazy and terrified by all the situation until the dog, Mr. D, kills him. Unfortunately, the dog literally melts, having touched the tissues and fluids of this weird and magical being from the Buick 8. After this incident, some policemen understand that wherever they come these beings is not from this world. The car is shown as a subtle personality to the point of being almost imperceptible, waiting to attack any of them to be sufficiently neglected. One day, they arrest a criminal and drug addict named Brian Lippy, arrested for driving drunk and beating his girlfriend. After handcuffing him and taking him on patrol to jail, he also disappears. The theory that everyone wants to believe is that he just ran off, that he just escaped from them. But they are scared to the other theory, that is that the car of the shed B swallowed it. Sandy explained Ned that his father watched and studied the delivery vehicle more than anyone, and that the other ones just want to believe that these creatures were occasionally coming evil beings who crossed to try to hurt us. Curtis thought that the Buick was a kind of portal connecting both worlds and occasionally open dragging things from one place to another. He said that there was a possibility that the real enemy was something located between both worlds. After hearing all the story of the Buick 8 Roadmaster from Sandy, Ned is convinced that the car was related somehow to the death of his father, Kurt Wilcox, in a car accident, apparently random. Ned is now determined to destroy the Buick 8 Roadmaster, but before he can, Sandy Dearborn realizes that the Buick 8, in fact, wants to take Ned out of the world we know. He had poured gasoline on the Buick 8 and was in possession of a gun and a match. His purpose was simple: expect the Buick will light, set fire, and move across, killing everything he could before the atmosphere will kill him as revenge for the death of his father. Sandy can feel the evil consciousness emanating from the Buick. It emits a sense of pleasure and evil that is easily interpretable. Who feels dissatisfied with being trapped animals alone since he arrived, but this time he wants a human. After talking to Ned, Sandy understands that this actually doesn't seek punishment against what's in the Buick, simply want someone who identify and punish the senseless death of his father and relieve all suffering and frustration that has repressed. Sandy still manages to make the guard down of Ned enough to spray tear gas, pass out the window, and drag it out of the shed in the middle of the opening of the portal of the Buick 8 Roadmaster. The Buick became a stronger portal, but the rest of the staff of the Troop D comes back with a feeling that something bad can happen, and finally managed to get Ned and Sandy out of the shed, being healthy and in this world. Sandy Dearborn, before leaving, manages to glimpse the world on the other side of the Buick, seeing an unthinkable place to the human mind, including the cowboy boots of Lippy and the hat of Ennis Rafferty. Ned discovers and shows to Sandy that the Buick is cracking, however is not healing himself as he used to. Ned Wilcox believes that the Buick has started to degrade after spending his last energies in the attempt to lure him to another universe. The day the Buick death is close, it will be something gradual. First small cracks and increasingly noticeable dirt, until the day that rust and old age end up making it fall apart, the Buick 8. In this book, we learn that humans' curiosity have no limits at all, and that humans tries to find an answer to all the things that happen in the world. But there are some things that doesn't have a logic answer. We need to accept that. Well, this is the end of the road. We hope you enjoyed this video. It did have a lot of work, but it doesn't matter because if this can help people, we are okay. Thanks for watching and goodbye.